How we doing, everybody, and welcome back to the Catalyst, where we break down all things bullish in the crypto markets. Today I figured it would be useful to follow up my video from yesterday with a video regarding Loopring. So for those of you who are unaware, it is a layer 2 solution focusing on ZK rollups for Ethereum. So this is my first time charting it, so I'm just going to kind of go a little raw here, and additionally do what I always do with layer 2 solutions, is take a look at Ethereum as we do that. So you see back here, just in the last month, we have seen some massive gains. So from October, let's see here, from October till now, let's go back here, end of October to the highest, 789% gains. That is absolutely wild. A lot of this is hinging on, I guess layer 2 in general, ZK rollups in general, but also some of that news we talked about in yesterday's video regarding GameStop and all of that. So with that being said, given this insane run up, I would be very cautious. Going in too heavy at the moment. It certainly could still have some room to run, but with that being said, things that run up so much, you can see here too, we had a giant pullback. So we went up 700% and then went down 40%. So that's a pretty significant dip, and that's gonna kind of always happen. And this is also in respect of the rest of the whole market, because the whole market kind of did the same exact thing. And we kind of see a similar pattern where we get almost a cup and handle pattern here, like the rest of the market was seeing as well. So just kind of respect the rest of the market when entering a trade here. I imagine it's going to kind of stay in line with how the market is going. So as the market trends up, Loopring will trend up as well, especially as we go into altcoin season. But yeah, ultimately going forward here, I think we're actually at a relatively critical point for Loopring to determine price over the next few days, maybe as much as a week. You see that we have this trend line here that appears to be some pretty solid support, and you can actually track back even further. If we went here, it was previously resistance. You can see that, about a month ago, it was resistance here. It got flipped. It was tested as resistance 5, 6, 7 times, and it finally broke that resistance, came back all the way up, and then tested back down as support, went up again, support, and then we've been testing support the last few days. So typically in a pattern like this, where we're entering just kind of equilateral, like kind of wedge here that is pretty evenly distributed, and it's not biased to the top or the bottom. It follows whatever the trend is. So if we are in a bullish trend, it typically breaks bullish. If we're bearish, it'll kind of break bearish. At the moment, it's kind of mixed because the market is still a little unconfident as to where it's going to go here. So we will know soon, I think, as far as Loopring. Additionally, we almost have a death cross on the 4-hour where the 20 is going to cross past the 55. So just be careful of that. What I would suggest actually is wait for that cross, and if you were to enter a position, wait for it to go golden again, potentially in the next few days, and that'd be a good entry point for you. Because it could be a situation like this, right, down here, where it only crosses for a few days, right? A few days. So this was what, 2 weeks maybe, and then you were able to actually get back in here. And then from that, we had some huge rip-ups, and then we're kind of accelerating from there. Let's take a look at on the daily. The daily doesn't show us as much information because it moved so quickly that it's going to be hard to kind of evaluate any sort of real information here. You can make some arguments for certain patterns, I guess, kind of breaking out here, but we see just this giant flag kind of coming up here. And I'm more interested in just this trend line than anything else so far anyways. So like I said, if you're going to enter a position, the RSI looks pretty good for us so far. I would wait to see how we handle the end of this wedge here. If we can flip this resistance and turn it into some support, you see we've had some really big candles off of flipping that. So I would look for an entry above this almost. Additionally, you want to make sure that we bounce off of the 55, hopefully. We're currently testing the 20 as resistance, and this is this candle pattern here is somewhat indecisive because you see the wick on both ends there. So just keep some of that stuff in mind. Let's take a look at Ethereum though, because it's always as Ethereum kind of goes up, the rest of the market will kind of go with it. So let me check the daily here. Ethereum is a little better on the daily in my opinion. So this is a pattern I actually drew a few videos ago, maybe a week ago, where I was saying we were going to kind of bounce up and down in this channel here like we have. And to continue that, hopefully we find some support at any of these key levels. So we have a key resistance level here at about 4K, and you see we actually bounced off that quite nicely the last few days, and we've actually had 4 green days in a row, going up as much as 13%. RSI is looking strong, so I would look for us to at least test this resistance here at the 4900, or potentially start to break through that, and break through, create some new all-time highs for Ethereum there. My ultimate target is actually up in the 6300 range, from a previous kind of cup and handle pattern that's still kind of playing out. Obviously it's not going to break out immediately and go straight to that target. It's going to take some time to develop. But yeah, I see in the mid 6,000 range as very possible for Ethereum here. So again, obviously with layer 2 solutions like Loopring, like Matic, as Ethereum scales up and goes up like that, those solutions become more and more important. So we have some bullish sentiment just in general. Because Ethereum's bullish, we will see Loopring kind of follow suit, hopefully, and ride the coattails of Ethereum, also followed by some of the NFT news with GameStop and everything like that. I would look for some continued bullish trends here. We could possibly, at the end of this bull run or later in this bull run, even hit numbers maybe as high as the 4.87, so almost $5. That's potentially possible. The 1.618 is often hit in bull runs. Again, all of that really depends on how well Ethereum and Bitcoin do throughout the rest of the cycle here. If they finish and Ethereum is at 12K like some people are calling for, yeah, this could certainly hit some numbers up in that range. But for now, short term, I would focus on this kind of pattern here, this wedge, and see where it breaks out. If it breaks to the upside, and you can get in on a deal, I would say do that. If it breaks downside, look for other entries later down the fib levels, and it might bounce off those or test some of the other EMA ribbons there. So those are some potential good entries later. So all I got for you guys on Loopring. Hopefully this was informative for you. And again, this is kind of just a first pass. I haven't spent too much time charting Loopring at all. So just keep that stuff in mind and always refer back to Ethereum with your layer 2 solutions. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.